right, here we are at the next leftBrain performance interview with Mr. John Kawaja, partner with leftBrain Performance. Hello, John. How are you doing today?
Well, thanks, Brad. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
And just a little background on John. He is a former two-time world champion in curling, Brier champion, competing at the highest level for over 18 years. Spent his entire career in sports as a player, an executive, a founder, and a parent. John's also a former president with TaylorMade Golf, and he was an executive with Adidas for more than 20 years. John's had the opportunity to work with many successful athletes across all sports, and he has experienced parenting his son, a high school baseball standout, that fueled his passion for helping athletes unlock their potential. And his knowledge and expertise is a huge part of the leftBrain Performance team, and just wanted to mention that to show all the expertise and knowledge and experience that we have on this team. And did I miss anything?
No, I think that was a good synopsis. It probably just suggests that I'm old, but I think the experience I've had around sports, I've seen a lot, and couple that with a real desire to see athletes and teams thrive. That experience, I hope, will be helpful.
A wide experience with many sports, I think, is what I continue to see with the leftBrain Performance team. And curious about how you got involved with leftBrain and how this all came about for you.
Yeah, a mutual friend introduced me to Steve and Todd, who are the original founders, and I just loved what they were trying to do. They had a genuine desire to create something that would be beneficial for both athletes and teams or coaches. They weren't doing it to make millions of dollars. They were doing it for genuine reasons. We brought something that really doesn't exist today to the marketplace. And I think anytime you can help athletes and help coaches, have better outcomes in the way that teams are formed and the way that athletes are recruited, the way that athletes choose which program to go to school or a team to play for, then I think those better outcomes are beneficial for everyone.
Absolutely. You mentioned, excuse me, the some of the differentiators and how this is such a unique product, and essentially that there isn't really anything out there like it. Can you speak to who you feel that this will benefit the most in the sports world?
Yeah, well, I think the benefits are really across the board, but I think it's important to note that it's based on behavior science, which has been tried and true for decades, and so we're not really inventing. The science part of it has been around, but the application to sports is where we feel like we have something that's quite unique. So we're taking, as I said, tried and true behavior science and applying it to performance outcomes in sports, and with the hope that there are things that we look for in the intangibles of an athlete that would suggest that they're going to maximize their performance potential. It's not to say they're going to be the star, but they're going to be the best that they can be, and that's helpful obviously for recruiters and coaches who are looking to assemble a team that works. But it's also important for the athlete, for them to understand maybe the gaps, to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and to understand what it takes to get to the next level.
Absolutely. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I want to hear what you have to say about it. My background is in hockey, and there's always been players that have had the physical skills to get to the next level and not necessarily have made it for whatever reason. Perhaps their mindset or just how they're going about their preparation, or for whatever reason. You have a background in curling and knowledge within golf and baseball, and do you see similarities across the board with those within the intangibles within the athletes across all sports?
I'd say as a general rule, yeah. I mean, the standout athletes, all have an X factor that sets them apart. And I believe that, as a young athlete, you have to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to dream. You have to be almost, kind of obsessive about succeeding. And that's not to say that you only have to play one sport, or there's lots of talk about young athletes burning out younger than they used to, but there's definitely an X factor. And then I'm not just talking about the top 1%. I'm talking about athletes who have found a way to succeed at the next level. And sometimes success isn't 40 goals. Sometimes success is 10 goals, playing on the third line and killing power plays and keeping the star on the other team off the scoreboard. But yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for, Brad, when we do assessments of athletes. And I think the result of that is helpful really for everyone, again, for the athlete, even for the parents, and then certainly recruiters and coaches.
Yes, you touched on having the right athlete, having the right fit within a team, and having all those different role players. Definitely an important part, and a challenging task, I would think, to just go on intuition alone. So what I love about this product is that it just helps assist and give all just more information for those coaches and recruiters to make those choices and those decisions. Where do you see leftBrain evolving to in the future? Where do you see this? What are the kind of grandiose visions that you see with this product?
Yeah, excuse me. We started this with a focus on athlete team fit, and the ability for us to provide some insights into the intangibles of an athlete during the recruiting process. But it's turned out to be a lot more than that, and maybe somewhat unexpectedly. The feedback that we've received from the coaches that we've worked with is such that they see so much information that they believe provides an insight that they haven't thought about before, that gives them an opportunity to ask questions to themselves about, hey, how do I coach better? How do I motivate this athlete in a different way to get the most out of them? How do I understand what's going on in their life and where their mindset's at, so that I can help them? Because a coach is first and foremost a coach, but also, can be like a second parent, can be a best friend, can be the guy that gives you a kick in the butt when you need it, and can be a mentor. A coach is all those things, which is really, it's one of the toughest jobs around. But we really feel that information, coaches are understanding it in different ways. Some are looking at it as, hey, this is a great recruiting tool. Some are looking at it as, man, this is a fantastic way for me to understand how to coach my team better.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of use cases and a lot of things that are evolving in what shows up for coaches and recruiters. It's such an amazing tool. Before we finish, is there anything that you want to add that we missed? Any kind of final thoughts?
You know, I think you know, we're at the very beginning of this journey, and we've really been excited about what we've been able to deliver to coaches that have decided to work with us. We haven't seen, you know, the ultimate outcome of you know, how athletes are going to develop through the college stage and who's going to, you know, turn into a professional athlete. Although we did have one college athlete who just turned professional and won one of their first professional golf tournaments. And those are the kind of outcomes that, you know, we're going to see. And we'll see them, you know, we'll see the good and the bad. But ultimately, I think what LeftBrain Performance can deliver to athletes, coaches, recruiters, programs, athletic directors is a greater understanding of who the athlete is, what the team makeup is, and how it all fits together so that it works. And, you know, it can work differently for different teams, but at the end of the day, a team that has the right fit, has the right pieces of the puzzle, is going to have a better chance to succeed. And that's what we want. We want better outcomes on the field of athletics.
Well said. Well said. I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate this. I also want to mention, for anyone wanting to get a hold of you or get in touch with you, I want to mention your email is john@leftbrainperformance.com. And for more information on LeftBrain Performance, visit leftbrainperformance.com. And I want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure we'll be doing this again.
Thanks, Brad.